Texas football was back in action, for a half anyways. NBA first round stinkers, draft trades, and a rivalry brewing up next on College Crossfire. I guess we'll get into it, guys. Always enthusiastic, unbelievable, hard-nosed.
Roll up the sleeves for this one.
This Dallas team was very overrated from the start, like they always are every year.
The talent there, Kevin Mack, Eric Davis, and Cronin Roach are maybe three of the most talented guys in the team.
Oh, that's an ugly shirt.
Always a pleasure having you on, guys.
Time to freak out, Reese.
Good evening and welcome into College Crossfire. I'm Reese Miller. Glad to have you with us on this Wednesday night. Big show. Only a few left in the semesters. Let's get to it and meet our panel of sports experts. Everybody is a returner for what seems like the first time in forever. Jonathan Polasek, already got a couple wins under your belt freshman year. Good to have you back. Looks like you just climbed off the boat after casting the all reel. Any big catches today?
Always reeling a marlin. And before I forget, how you doing, Reese?
Doing great. Love it every time. Katerina, Biancardi, it is good to see you back after your long illness. How are you feeling, I should ask?
I am feeling great, Reese. I just really appreciate your kindness about it. Thank you.
Excellent. A little too much sucking up. I prefer my fishing bro over there. Joe, as always, you need to do some sucking up to start us off here. But Joe Morris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, favorite host.
Well done. All of you well done, guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. Another year, another QB battle. Only this time, a freshman was given a real shot. It took only one half for Shane Buechele to impress, completing 22 of 41 passes for 299 yards, 2 touches to go with it. Tyrone Swoops, meanwhile, not a good day. It was 4 for 16. 2 picks. Guys, Charlie Strong says Buechele will play at some point, but will he actually get the chance to start Game 1 against Notre Dame? It seems like it's kind of been Swoops has the upper hand. He's a senior. What do you think Game 1, Jonathan?
He definitely has a shot to start Game 1, and I think he will. However, there's a condition. He definitely needs to bulk up. He needs to basically live in the weight room all throughout the summer and all throughout the fall until that Notre Dame game. He should not be allowed to leave, honestly. Put on some muscle, Shane. I mean, right now you're just really small. You probably get snapped in half. But I think he has a real good shot to start, and the spring game just showed exactly what he can do. I mean, he was zipping the ball up and down the field, sideline to sideline, intermediate game. And Tyrone Swoops, yes, he didn't have the best day, but that was also partly the receivers. But I still I give the edge to Shane.
Yeah, Swoops didn't get any help by any means. A long drop touchdown. One of his picks could have been another touchdown.
Several drops.
Yeah, for sure. But I think you saw big-time throws that you hadn't seen before previously. Kat, what do you think here?
What I'm thinking here, Reese, is that he will not start against Notre Dame, and here's why.
Really?
He will not start because of the fact he is so small, and I do not think this entire summer is going to help him bulk up. But I do think he is the long-term quarterback solution for Texas. Swoops is definitely not that option, but I do think over time he will improve. But also, you have to also think about how Shane's going to be his first collegiate game. Starting against Notre Dame, it's a little risky.
It's especially risky considering he was kind of hit really hard by 5'7" Kevin Vaccaro. When you get hit that hard from that guy, yes, he can hit. But anyways, Joe, what do you think here?
I think he should start Game 1.
Yeah,
because let's face it, it's year 3 in the Charlie Strong era. If he doesn't do well this year, he's probably gone. So it's best to roll with the guy who can probably get you places versus like just starting an incumbent, Gerard Hurt or Tyrone Swoops, because they haven't really shown that they can do well. But I think that Shane Buechele's we'll give Texas the best chance to win this year, right now, and in the future.
Yeah.
But he does have to bulk up, and I think he does have to play better than he's been playing, I guess.
Yeah. Kat, who starts?
Tyrone.
He
starts.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that anymore.
He starts.
If you're Charlie Strong and you have your dream job, and are you going to go down and get fired saying, wow, I started Tyrone Swoops for 3 years?
If you're gonna start somebody other than Shane, it better be Gerard.
I did not say.
You can't go back to Swoops.
Okay, I did not say Swoops is going to start the game.
Merrick's back is cracked in half.
Let's
All
not
right,
go there.
We're moving on. These two are getting the point. Can't go back to Swoops. Throw the kid in there. Fresh guys. Longhorns may have found a quarterback, but plenty of other players had a chance to make an impact on Saturday. Who stood out to you most? Perhaps someone that wasn't on your radar before the spring game, but now maybe moving up the depth chart a little bit. Kat?
Chris Warren is my guy, and here is why. he did a fantastic job making the plays, getting through with his 51-yard standout run touchdown. And I also think Warren is going to be the guy that is going to really play well with Coach Gilbert's up-tempo offensive play. And that is what's going to make him being the guy to catch all the balls and running down the right side.
So you think he starts over Deonta Foreman?
Yes.
Okay, bold predictions here. I like it
Yes.
early on. What do you think?
I like John Burt, 106 yards, a touchdown on a nice play. Even though it's 2 catches, 106 yards is
Big
nothing.
drop, though.
Yeah, but I mean 106 yards, that's pretty good. Like
Not
that's
bad.
a good
You're
game
not
for
gonna-
anyone.
You're not going to remember the 106 yards. You're going to remember the big drop. When
I'm
it
going to
doesn't
remember that 60-yard touchdown play.
Okay.
I like it. Jonathan, who do you have here?
Well, I'm going to go away from the offensive side. Chris Warren, Deonta Foreman, they're co-starters essentially, and John Burt, he's the incumbent wide receiver. I'm going to go defense, Charles OMENIWHO. That defensive line, that has been a weak spot. That was a weak spot all year long last year.
Still thin.
It's still thin, and hopefully with these incoming freshmen, they can build up some depth. But Charles OMENIWHO, he was able to generate pressure in the backfield on a consistent basis. 4 tackles, 2 sacks. That's something that we didn't see last year, and I think he can play a pivotal role on that defensive line in order to get after the quarterback. It's just not something we've seen since, I don't even know. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. There was no Bryce Cottrell, who everybody thinks is going to be the big pass rusher, but Texas needs that. That's probably its thinnest position at maybe the positions you need depth at. He and Breckenhager, I thought, had really good days, maybe the only guys on the defense. So Jonathan's getting the point, guys. The hype train that is always cruising down the 40 acres. Plenty of players that seem to be surrounded by the hype. But, guys, who was a player that perhaps missed out on a chance to move up the depth chart or just disappointed you because they were talked up so much? Joe, what do you think here?
Got to go with Swoops. Like, he's had so many opportunities to prove that he can be a good quarterback at Texas. He had his sophomore year when David Asher went down. He didn't do much with that. He lost the starting job last year to Gerard Hurd. He came into the game with one final chance to make a run for the starting job, and he had 25% completion rate. He had 2 interceptions. It was just an awful game.
I mean, isn't he just kind of is who he is at this point, though?
Yeah, I mean,
I can't say I'm super disappointed just because I almost expected mediocrity at that
I
point.
guess so, but it's still a bad performance for
Yeah.
a senior.
No question. 4 out of 16 with no help from the wide receivers is bad. Jonathan, who do you have?
Well, I certainly expected Swoops to perform like that. I've seen it for 3 years now. My biggest disappointment would have to be Poona Ford. And you can say Poona Ford / Paul Boyette, but I'm going to go with Poona Ford. I think he has more upside than Paul Boyette does. And honestly, we saw even last year when we had Hassan Ridgeway, that defensive line was just obliterated on a consistent basis. And you would think going into your junior year now, even despite Hassan Ridgeway going to the draft, Poona Ford is supposed to be that cornerstone now for the middle of the defensive line. And even then, Chris Warren and Deonta Foreman still broke huge runs. Now, I get it. They're phenomenal running backs. But still, you got to provide some kind of resistance. You can't rely on your linebackers and your safeties to make those tackles play by play.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it appears they have a great secondary, great linebacking core, but the defensive line, not a whole lot going. Kat, who's your guy?
I don't have a guy. I have multiple guys. I have a group of guys, and they are the wide receivers. Between John Burt, DeAndre McNeil, and Colin Johnson, they did not perform well at the spring game. Yeah. And honestly, if they would have caught the ball just as they were intended to, Swoops would have had instantly a better game, and we might be more impressed with how he played.
Sure.
So those are my guys. All the wide receivers definitely need to come in and play the position that they're meant to.
Yeah, I think DeAndre McNeil had some opportunities to really move up and become a playmaker, was kind of shut out of the offense last year. Meanwhile, Colin Johnson, everybody's already saying he's going to the NFL, was pretty mediocre. It's early, but I like that pick going to the break. Kat's getting the point. Up next, we try to hold down our dinner, head to the NBA playoffs, plus an I-45 rivalry. Next on Crossfire. Thanks for sticking with us here on College Crossfire. Let's get to our quick scoreboard check. We've got 2 for Jonathan, Kat, and Joe. 1 shot back, 1 stroke back at 1 apiece. Guys, let's go ahead and get into it for round 2. 2 monumental trades have gone down over the last week to 8 days. With 8 days to go before the draft, the Rams have shelled out pick picks, multiple picks that is, to get to number 1. Meanwhile, in a shocker move earlier today, the Philadelphia Eagles again shelled out a ton of picks to get to number 2 in a trade, shockingly, with the Browns. Guys, did these teams make smart moves trading up to 1 and 2? I mean, a ton of picks, and presumably for Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. What do you think?
That was terrible. That was horrible. I mean, why would you risk your future for 2 quarterbacks who aren't even a sure thing? Okay, neither of them are Andrew Luck, okay? Did we not learn did the NFL not learn anything when the Redskins traded up for Robert Griffin III? Rookie of the year 1 year, mediocre all the way until Kirk Cousins came and saved the day this past season. But you're risking your future. They're not going to be able to draft impact players in the coming years to help them down the road. Yes, you'll have your quarterback, but who's to say that he's going to even be any good?
Isn't it funny that you brought up the Redskins trade? The Redskins traded with the Rams then and basically traded their future. Now the Rams have traded maybe some of their future to try to get their guy.
It seems like they're just throwing it away right now.
Yep, but move to LA, got to make a splash. Kat, what do you think?
Well, first off, it's too bad the Cowboys didn't think of this idea. But more than anything, I think that sometimes you have to go big or go home, and they're putting all their eggs in one basket. And sometimes you need a playmaker and a quarterback that will take care of your team. And I say go with it.
Go with it. So your entire future for a guy who played a year and a half at a nowhere school, and another guy who's maybe as fragile as Shane Buechele.
I'm trying to keep things interesting here, Reese.
Well, you lost a point because you suggested the Cowboys should do it, so you're back to the Big Goose Egg. Joe, you're an Eagles guy. What do you think here?
I actually like the move a lot.
Of course you do.
Oh, yeah.
Shocker.
Well, I mean, at first I was kind of mad, but then thought about it. And if you think about it, though, what's the one position that every team needs to win a championship? Quarterback. You can have a good defense, but you need a good quarterback to win it all. And so,
Question is that quarterback going to be any good?
I mean, you got to take a risk sometime.
I mean, again, FCS school, not a whole lot of competition.
But
and he was playing with a team that was so much better than everyone else. It's not like he had to make the plays.
Have you seen some of the highlights? Those windows are like, I can make the throw. I can make that throw.
I mean, it's gonna be a project though. It's not like he's gonna. It's not like Wentz is gonna come in and like immediately like become like the next rookie.
Well, then why is it worth trading the picks 1 and 2 if it's a
Because
project?
eventually he could work his way down like Tom Brady, like Tony Romo.
So we're gonna trade picks for the next 3 years because maybe this guy could be down the line a good quarterback.
Yes, that's what you do.
No,
that's
you
what
don't
you do if you want to make
You do it for if there's an Andrew Luck, which there is no Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck is a once-in-a-generation player. Neither of them are Andrew Luck.
Have fun with Sam Bradford and Chase Daniel.
Yeah,
this
all
year.
right. And with Carson Wentz when he comes in.
When he comes in 5 years after you traded
exactly.
your future,
And
then you have no depth anywhere else. Great job.
Yeah.
Glad you're
Okay.
not
Our defense still gonna be good.
Jonathan's getting the point, guys. Moving on. The NBA first round is one to watch for. Usually, sometimes features some of the most exciting games all year, like the 7-game series between the Clip Show and the Spurs last year. This year, not so much. The average difference in the first 4 games of the Western Conference was 29 points. Is there something that needs to be done to maybe prevent this in the future? Maybe change up the league somehow, limit the teams that are going. I mean, half the teams get in, and you're seeing such a huge gap, especially in the West. Kat, what do you think?
I really think that it is just a year full of really talented teams that are dominating. But I was actually thinking, it's funny how that the series are just an interesting thing in general. You play 7 games and a lot can happen. For example, the Thunder blew out the Mavs. Then the next day, 1-point game. What? Anyways, the point of the matter is that I think it's just a really top-heavy, full of talent this year, and I don't think you really need to think too much into this issue just because it's really not that serious.
Okay, not that serious, says Kat. Joe, what do you think?
I think the NBA should borrow something from their friends across the pond. Make it like the European Cups, where they draw teams out of a hat pretty much to make up the matchups. You might get some in the first round, like Spurs, Thunder, some real fun. But eventually, the stronger teams are going to make their way to the finals anyway. So it's not like, you're going to have some magic team like the Rockets won't make it or something,
That's interesting, but what if you
interesting.
get Golden State Spurs first round?
I mean, they'll probably eventually make the finals anyway. So,
But not if they're playing each other.
I
Then
mean,
you're eliminated.
Well, it's better than Spurs Rockets, where it's they're blowing out every game, 40 points a game.
It's an interesting theory. I'm not sure I
Yeah.
buy into it. Jonathan, what do you think?
Well, first off, this is America and not England, so we're gonna stay here. I think the system's fine. I think you just have historically great teams. I mean, the Warriors, record breakers, the Spurs. Don't even get me started. It's just they've been a terror for 20 years now, it seems like. And then the Thunder and Clippers are just really good. I think, yeah, you've had blowouts the first set of games, but then everything seemed to come back to normal this the second game. And so I think it's just some nights that these historically great teams are just that much better.
Yeah.
And then some nights you just have teams like the Mavericks just playing out of their mind and being able to pick up a win.
Hey, it's the first time since 1987 4 teams in the Western Conference made the playoffs with 45 wins or less. So a bit of an outlier year, still an interesting topic. Joe, you had a chance to sell me. Didn't quite do it with your random matchup there, your little eyebrow up, down. So these two guys are getting the points, guys. Baseball in Texas and really in everywhere is in need of a rivalry. Last year, the benches cleared several times between the Rangers and the Astros. They came down to them for the AL West pennant, guys. Is this a classic rivalry developing due to both teams playing competitive baseball, being young, and how good can this thing get? Joe, what do you think?
I think that the Astros are the wrong team to look for a rivalry. You got the Angels. They've been playing against the Rangers for years. They've been in the same division. They've been competing for the division crown for years, the past 7 years or so. But not just that. Most our players have been on both teams, so their fans have been rooting for them. Then they break their hearts. Like Hamilton, C.J. Wilson went to the Angels. Guerrero and Napoli went to the Rangers, and then they found success there. So it could really be a real rivalry going on.
I mean, I think it's kind of the maximum rivalry you can have. They're division rivals, but in terms of a real baseball rivalry, I think you're looking at some fans in the state are split. You're either Rangers or Astros, and it could be a little bit bigger than.
Well, I mean, they've only been playing each other for like 10 years, though, so it's not like they're like, they hate each other yet, like the Rangers and Astros, because like they just started interleague play like 15 years ago, and they started playing each other then. So it's not like
Okay, not a whole lot of history there, but you got the
yeah.
Nolan Ryan debate, several other things with it. Jonathan, what do you think?
Well, first off, the Astros and Rangers do hate each other. That's
As
that's
proven
just
by A.J. Hinch and Jeff Bannister almost
Yes.
fighting last
and
year.
that's just classic Houston, classic Dallas. They just don't like each other. And then tell me this: how many times has the Angels won the Silver Boot? Zero. That is not
Because they're trash.
Well, yes, but that's a completely
They're also not eligible for
that's
the
a
award.
completely
so.
different topic that I won't get into right now. But the Rangers and the Astros, I mean, they're so close to each other, and it's been a short history. But now that the Astros are actually finally good, and the Rangers have been good for the past 7-8 years now, we can finally see this development, this escalation of a classic rivalry. Right now, it's just in the beginning stages since the Astros just became good last year, even though they're kind of struggling right now. But I think it can develop into something really big that gets national appeal.
Yeah, I think so too. Kat, what do you think?
Absolutely agree with Jonathan. There's nothing better than a classic in-state rivalry. And between these two teams, there's something both of them are trying to fight for, a World Series title to bring home to the Lone Star State. So I would like to see this rivalry bring up the tempo for that, something to happen.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sorry, Joe. I mean, I just think the Rangers and Angels already have a little something there, but I think in terms of just for Texas people and centric to us here in Austin, it's a perfect example of where people are split. So you guys are getting the 2 points going to break, guys. That'll do it for round 2. Rapid Fire gets lit next on Crossfire.
It's lit.
Welcome back to College Crossfire. You'll be certainly glad you stuck around. It is rapid fire time here on a Wednesday night, ready to light it up with these guys. You guys have been great all night. We've got a pretty close one. Jonathan with a slight 3-point lead going into it, but rapid fire, anything can happen, guys. Just so everybody knows how this works, points are now doubled. You guys jump in any time. We'll ask some off-topic questions. We've got a few of you tonight. Playoff time brings about many veterans, especially in the NBA teams currently in the postseason here in Texas. Can you name the 5 oldest NBA players?
Tony Dunn.
Dirk.
1. Jonathan has 1. To extend his lead.
Tony Allen.
No.
Interesting.
Randolph.
Elbow in the rim.
No. We've got 1. We've got We've got Tim Duncan.
Dirk.
Dirk is not on
He
there.
said not Dirk.
It's over.
Dirk is not on there.
You win,
Wow.
young fella.
I'll tell you this. You have a
Villanova.
player on the Grizzlies. You have a player on the Spurs.
Vince Carter.
Monty.
There's one. There's one. No. There's one. Joe's got Vince Carter. You've got one on the Rockets and one on the T-Wolves.
Oh,
Jason
KG?
Terry.
wait,
Jason Terry.
Kevin Garnett?
Kevin Garnett. He said KG just before you. I'll count KG. I'll count KG.
Jason Terry.
The spaghetti.
No.
Yeah.
You're missing.
Oh, the spaghetti.
You're still missing
Kobe's-
two. You're still missing two.
Okay.
One's for the Spurs. One's for the Rockets.
The spaghetti. Oh.
Dwight Howard.
No, he's not on either.
Joe, you trying to lose points here, pal? Come on. All right. One's Pablo Prigioni and one is Andre Miller.
Who?
Not so much. See, there you go. All right, too old. You guys.
He dropped 50
I
last
forget
year.
you guys are young freshman kids, so forget
I'm a
that, guys.
sophomore.
Moving on. Everybody loves a good sports movie, so we're gonna explain a sports plot badly,
Oh.
and it's your job to sort of figure out what we're trying to get at here. So a point for each movie you guess. All right, here we go. Sports oblivious kid. Answer.
Do we say it as you're going or after you're done?
As soon as you know.
Yeah, as soon as you know, but if you get it wrong, you lose a point.
10-4.
If you interrupt me. Sports oblivious kid loses relic and has to get it back
Sandlot.
from Darth Vader. Okay, Jonathan's with it, man. Jonathan's bringing it. Chance for the first back-to-back winner. Yeah, but he got it right. He got it right. If he gets it wrong, he gets a point taken away. All right. Large, gentle black man adopted by white family.
Oh, The Blind Side.
Then forced to play sports. Okay. There we go, Kat. Okay. The new kid in town teams up with a mascot to lead his team to a championship.
Finding Nemo.
No.
Cinderella story.
I'm trying to think of a way I can help you guys
a
out.
Disney Channel movie?
Huh?
Is it a Disney
No.
Channel?
Catch and Eat?
There's like a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them.
Airbud?
Airbud. It is
Let's go.
Airbud.
Airbud.
Yeah,
Airbud.
yeah. It is Airbud. Okay. We have how much? Do we have time for a few more of these? Okay. Let's do one more here. Professional sports franchise disregards child labor laws and profits big time off of a serious injury.
Like, oh, wait, no.
Angels in the outfield.
Huh?
Oh,
No.
The Rookie?
Close. You're really
Rookie of
close.
the Year?
There you go. There you go. You originally got the wrong movie title, but you got that one. You got that one. All right, Joe's making it close here down the stretch. One more. Amateur hockey player leaves the ice for the fairway to
Happy
save his
Gilmore?
grandmother's house. There you go, Joe. You're killing it. Joe's making a late comeback with the the movie titles, guys. But this question, as always, will decide it between Joe and Jonathan, guys. A lot of times, Kat,
Do or remember the Titans?
unless that's on here, but I mean.
Go left.
Okay. Anyways, moving on, guys. Sports trash talk is a common thing, from young sports to old sports to rec league to anything you want. So the question is, if you had one player on your side, you had to choose to talk trash with you or for you, who would it be?
Kevin Garnett.
Reggie Miller.
Oh,
Reggie Miller.
Kevin
Got
Garnett.
inside MJ's head.
He's the one who's gonna headbutt people. I mean, he's not only gonna talk trash, he's actually gonna lay
Reggie
it
Miller
out.
got
intense.
Reggie Miller got
I know, so I
MJ's
gotta
head in the
respond.
conference
I
finals,
mean,
and he got
he's
in,
gonna tutor Carl Anthony Towns to be just like him. It's gonna be scary.
He got inside the
KG's
entire
scary.
city. He got inside the head of the entire city of New York.
That's
Reggie
pretty
Miller
good.
is definitely the GOAT.
Okay. I'm hearing Meta World Peace from the crowd. Ben Wallace. I like JJ Barea. Now I like some JJ Barea. Kat, who's your guy?
I thought I was out.
No, you're not out. You're just like 6 points behind, so technically you can't win. But I still want to hear who's your trash talker. Kawhi Leonard doesn't say anything. Come on. No personality.
Greg Popovich.
Pop's good. Pop would have been a good one.
Tom Thibodeau.
I mean,
Tom Thibodeau.
I would want Tom Brady just because he doesn't care.
You would want Tom Brady.
Because he
of all people
doesn't
talking
care.
trash.
He doesn't care.
Of course. How many? Does anyone know how many points Kat had? How many? Can we get her into the negatives? She had 2. We'll take away 1 to get you back down to 1.
You're the sweetest. Thanks.
Well, first time back, gotta remind you of how we do things on Crossfire. So
Thank you, I
that's right. So
appreciate
we got Tom Brady. Jonathan, I'm giving you the win. You dominated from the start.
Discrimination is.
Led the most laps, brought it to victory lane, and time for FaceTime? That's okay, so plenty of time for FaceTime. Go right ahead.
I'm just happy to repeat. I don't think I haven't seen that since I've been here. It's only been a semester, so I
Your
don't
first
know.
repeat since I've been host. First
But I
repeat.
mean, I've enjoyed it. Now, to get on to the serious topics, why do all the Houston teams suck? They're just bringing me down.
That's Houston.
Thank you. I know
Ooh.
that. The Astros are just, you disappointed me. You get my hopes up, and then you bring me back down. Why you got to do that to me, though? Like, why? Rockets, just go away. Just go away. Just end it right now. And then the Texans, jeez, I don't know what to expect from you, honestly. I really don't. So, we'll see.
It's
We'll see.
unfortunate you have such a terrible city with such terrible teams.
Yeah,
Thank
Kat,
you for
if it was
reminding
like
me.
you could have 6 cities, and I'm sure you can pick a winner.
Actually, I have one.
Between
It's
the-
Boston sports. Thank you
Between
very
the
much.
6 or 7 teams you choose, I'm sure you'll get one eventually, guys. Something we didn't talk about this weekend. Texas is going to Texas Tech. They've been a top 10 team all year long. Only lost one game in the Big 12 all year long. How do you think Texas baseball fares this weekend?
Get swept.
If they want to have any chance, get swept.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. Break out the Red Raider brooms.
They'll be lucky to get one. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
They may be able to squeak out one, but I'm not expecting it.
yeah. Kat, you on the sweep train?
Absolutely. But you never know what might happen at the end of the season. They surprised us at the end of the season last year.
Another point.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is you no Josh it really doesn't matter at this point until you get to the Big 12 tournament because I mean, they can't make up enough ground. They either win the Big 12 tournament or they don't do anything. So
I'm not expecting any.
That's kinda
any
where they're at.
miracles.
We didn't expect anything
kinda
last
where-
year, and I mean,
But
look what happened.
this year looks worse than last year.
You never know.
never know.
Never know.
Any quick things to look out for this weekend? NBA playoffs.
You can expect the Rockets to lose.
Expect the Rockets to lose. And with that, we will. Just a quick reminder: we're in the middle of our Support Student Voices campaign. You can go to supportstudentvoices.org/TSTV. Donate for our fundraiser. All our money comes from that, pretty much. Again, supportstudentvoices.org/TSTV. Feel free to contact us, call us, call me. We'll talk about it. I'll convince you. We'll get you on the hype train and get you to help us out. As always, a very special thanks to Jonathan, our winner, Joe Morris, Katerina Biancardi doing a great job in her return, as always. Special thanks to everyone in Studio Master Control. A very special thanks to you for spending your Wednesday night with us. Until next week, I'm Reese Miller. Have an awesome night.